Hi. Hey. How are you? Can you hear me okay? I'm testing a new microphone. I need to make this a little higher. Hi guys. I'm testing a new microphone today. How are you? Oh, from the UK. Mindy, hi. Thanks for joining. Hi, I'm Christine from Soulful Selling Bootcamp. And thank you for joining, guys. Thank you for all the hearts. Awesome. Very cool. Hi, where are you guys from? Hi, 1004191. Hearts are my color today. I see your orange hearts. Thank you. And feel free to share this if you know how to share. I think you swipe left on the iPhone and iPad and swipe up for Android. Turkey, awesome. I'd love to see, thank you, Allison. I'd love to see international people. I'm on the West Coast, so I feel like I get late night people. Cool, thanks for joining, guys. I'm Christine from Soulful Selling Bootcamp, and I want to talk about the most common sales mistake today. Anyone want to take a guess what it is? This is not based on research. This is my personal experience. Hi, Nadine. Being a jerk. That would be a possibility. I don't know if that's the most common though. I hope it's not. I think some people have bad sales experiences. Hi. Being pushy. Okay, let me tell you what I think the most common sales mistake is. And again, hi, I'm Christine from Soulful Selling Bootcamp. Thank you guys for joining, not asking. So here's what I think the most common mistake is, and it's so easy to fix, and I've seen this so many times. I think the most common mistake is not following up with people. So I'll tell you why. There are so many people. I've worked in sales for about 15 years. I have sold digital advertising for big Fortune 500 companies, for Silicon Valley startups. And for about a year and a half, I took a break and I did marketing and consulting, and I went back into sales because I saw how bad salespeople are at this. And it's like the easiest thing to fix, right? And it's not following up with people. Thank you for the hearts. Oh, I'm getting a lot of brown and orange today. Thank you, guys. So yeah, I really think it's not following up with people, and I'll tell you why and why it's so important to follow up. So when you start out at sales, like as a sales professional, I'll tell you, and I know a lot of you guys might just be trying to learn sales and might have small businesses or other businesses, but even if you are, yes, 7 to 10 leads are never followed up on. Exactly. If someone's actually asking you for information, follow up with them. But when I start a new sales job, the first 3 to 6 months I always know are going to be tough, right? They're tough. You're starting out from the beginning. You're building up your list of people to call, and you have to put in a lot of time in the beginning. And that's for someone who's doing sales full time. Even the first year is tough, but definitely those first 3 to 6 months are the toughest. And you're building your list, and after that it gets easier because all of those people you contacted in the first 3 to 6 months are people you can contact again, because a lot of them aren't going to answer the phone, or they're not going to get back to you, or they're not going to be ready, or they're going to say, call me in 3 months, and then you have a somewhat warm list to work with. So if you get someone who's contacting you and you don't follow up, that's a huge opportunity that you're missing out on. So one of the suggestions that I have, and I'm curious if you guys know what this is, but it's like using some kind of like system to track the people you've talked to. Sales professionals use like a CRM system, something like Salesforce or something like that. Has anyone ever used Infusionsoft? Yeah, I think Infusionsoft. Okay, you're a professional, Nadine. You know the the fancy software. I love Salesforce as a sales professional in advertising. Everyone uses Salesforce. I'm pretty sure anyone can get a free account. You could just track it in an Excel spreadsheet, but here's why I love it. And I'll probably do a whole nother Periscope on Salesforce and why it's so easy to use. But there's so much functionality in it, and I use like the most basic things. But you can put all of the people that you've talked to, all of their contact information. Okay, paper list is good, but you probably misplace them, right? I know I do. I have like 8 notebooks, and I never know where I wrote notes in them. Salesforce is great because it's online, it's in the cloud. You can access it from your computer, you can access it from your phone. I'm pretty sure they still give a free account if it's only one person. So I would like highly encourage people to use that. And again, this is a great idea. Thank you for doing another Periscope on just using Salesforce. But you can put all their contact information, and then you can put a date. You can put all the notes you talked to, call back this person in 6 months. Yeah, Allison, I will walk you through it. It's so easy. But it looks super complicated, but all you need are to enter the most basic things. It's great. It reminds you to follow up. If not, if you use a calendar system, write a note to yourself. Follow up with this person in 3 months. Even if the person said no, still follow up with them, because it is so much easier to have a follow-up conversation than the first conversation, because the first conversation is always the hardest, right? You're like condensing everything you do into a couple sentences, trying to get the person's attention, trying to get them excited, and it's hard. Thanks. Hi, Steph. Again, I'm Christine Pereira from Soulful Selling Bootcamp. If you guys just joined, great to see you guys, and thank you for the hearts. Feel free to share by swiping left on iPhone or up with an Android. But yeah, following up is so important. So I think it's really great to have some kind of system, whether it's free and you're writing it down on a spreadsheet and keeping track of it, or if it's somewhere else, because starting from scratch is hard, and you have to have realistic expectations. Those first 6 months or first year of your business, you have to build up that list and follow up. I have actually a great story about this that I was really surprised. I attended a coaching weekend event in LA, which was great. It was really great people, loved the people, and I was a new person there. And I spent a decent amount of money to attend that, and I was kind of shocked afterwards. I think a lot of people were repeat coaches that went to this seminar, and it was great, super valuable, but I was so surprised as a new person, and I don't think there were that many new ones of it, that the person who was leading it, who was a very, very high-end expensive coach, didn't follow up with me personally. And I wasn't offended, but I thought, wow, that's a huge missed sales opportunity, right? Because I got a bunch of kind of emails which were not personalized at all, and even that would have gotten my eye if someone had said, "Hey, Christine, I know you just came from the first time. It was so great to have you join this group, and I appreciate so much for that you paid the money to come here, not knowing anything about me." But yeah, and also when you communicate with people in person, which nowadays I feel like is so rare, is 100 times more valuable in person or by phone than sending an email to someone. And if you ask anyone who works in sales, I think that they would agree, but you get so much more out of it. So if you have the opportunity to meet someone in person, take it. You get so much. First of all, someone's committed to you, right? You're not going to have a 5-minute in-person conversation with someone. If you meet with someone, you're going to have at least 30 minutes of their time. So you're going to get some personal information from them. You're going to find out a little bit maybe about their family. And then you have time to kind of probe them a little bit more on what they're looking for and if it's a good fit. And I think that's really important. And then, of course, the body language is a huge thing. You're going to find out a lot of more information in person from their body language. And then there's a lot of people who just won't say certain things over the phone or in an email. I know working for big companies, when I worked for someone like Yahoo and AOL, I was so cautious about, yes, building trust max, so important. And I think meeting in person does a lot for that. Meeting someone in person, kind of feeling out their vibe, and if you trust them, I think you can build that trust much more quickly in person. That's why I love Periscope. This is so great because you guys can see me personally. Yeah, I think that's true. But yeah, meeting in person, you get so much more information. Someone's committed to you. Oh yeah, and when I was at a big company, I was very careful about what I would say or share in an email, right? Because these are big public companies, and maybe you're not talking to them, but I think a lot of people have this mentality, they don't want to put it in writing, or they don't want to commit to something in writing. So that's why talking in person or even over the phone, if that's your only option, I think you just get a lot more information. And even over the phone, you can get a lot more from someone's voice and the way they react to you than you will in an email. Emails are so hard to read with people. Hi, welcome. Thank you for the hearts, guys. And feel free to share. So any other questions you guys have? I just wanted to make a short one today. My biggest thing that I think anyone can change is just following up with people. It's so much easier. I mean, the easiest thing is obviously like renewing a current client, right? And so that should be in your mind too. Anyone who was a current client, who's purchased from you in the past, who's bought your product or service, that's like, those should be the first people you hit, right? Hi. But if you have someone you've contacted with before, unless they've specifically said, please do not ever call me again, which I don't think, you don't hear that very often, or they say they signed up by mistake, or they asked for information by mistake or something like that. If there is any interest, it is worth your time following up with that person. Even if it's 4 times a year, 2 times a year, I would suggest following up with something valuable. People's time is very, very valuable these days. So if you are going to follow up, send an interesting article, send something that's relative to them. Oh, thank you for the pink hearts, whoever that is. Beautiful. I love the pink and green colors. Sometimes I feel we should talk to clients directly about the product or not. Is that a question? I do think, you should talk about the product, but, it's okay to, when you're building the relationship and building trust, it's okay if you don't. There's some salespeople who really believe they want to build that personal part of the relationship. It really depends on what your product is. If you're selling yourself, maybe you talk about, about you, keep it casual, or come straight to the point. I think there's benefits to both. And I did a Periscope yesterday about kind of sales style. And I think it kind of is your sales style, right? Like, are you a direct and to the point person, or are you a more casual person who likes to chit chat? Like, I'm a little bit more direct, but I kind of try to feel the person out, because some people appreciate that and some people think I'm really rude. So, it depends. You kind of have to go with your style, and then, feel out the person you're talking to a little bit and see, where they are. And again, that's why meeting in person is so helpful. Hi, Mr. Happy. Where are you from? Yeah, so and I think a lot with sales is kind of, feeling out the person you're talking to. There's a lot of people who say you should mirror that person. I think if that feels right to you, like if you see a person super excited, you can be super excited. Experience does teach you that, absolutely. And I think being like, if all goes wrong and you feel like you're totally out of your comfort zone, I think just being yourself and being authentic is never the wrong way to come across, right? Because if that's who you are and that, you're selling, I don't think it's ever wrong to just be authentic and be completely honest with someone. Within reason. If you are, very worried, or if you're like coming across as desperate, that's not good. But I just mean, like, by being authentic and being yourself, I never think you're going to go wrong doing that. I think that's very important. Cool. Any other questions? Because I'm going to wrap this up. Points taken. Awesome, Max. So great to have you here. And I hope you're joining again. So again, I'm Christine from Soulful Selling Bootcamp. You can find me on Facebook at Soulful Selling Bootcamp. And I hope to see you on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm going to be doing some sales tips. Thanks. You're welcome. And I might even try to do one tonight, because I'm curious on who. I look at Periscope late at night and I don't see that much interesting stuff. So I don't know if everyone finds sales tips interesting, but I'm going to try it out. So cool. Great to see you guys. Thank you for joining, and thank you so much for the hearts. That's so awesome. Okay. Have a great weekend. Thanks. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys so much for joining and listening. This is awesome. So thanks. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Soulful Selling. Thanks, guys.